Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Signature Style Saturday. We have a fun program for you today, so grab your cup of tea, grab your orange juice, grab your cup of coffee, whatever, because we're going to talk about a really fun project, something that relates to one of my, not resolutions, but one of my commitments for 2026, and that is all things picnicking. So when you come back, we're going to talk about putting it together, being prepared, and, well, what do you say, Stuart? Let's do it. So behold my commitment to picnicking in 2026. A while ago, I talked about things that I wanted more of in 2026, and picnicking was one of them. But I know myself, and here's where self-knowledge is a good thing. I am not somebody who does things spontaneously. I like to be prepared so that on a moment's notice, if I want to be spontaneous, my preparation will make that easy. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so what am I doing? Because you may be asking, Linda, why in January are you talking about picnicking? Well, today the high is 68. And actually, when I was walking to the grocery store this morning, I saw two young people picnicking, having their lunch in the park. So there you go, I rest my case. And actually, here's something to think about. In the South, a lot of times the best times to picnic when the weather is its most pleasant are on those unexpected days in the winter time that are just mild and beautiful, because in the spring and summer it can be so hot that it's just kind of hard. So we want to be opportunistic, and I know that some of the most fun picnicking we have ever done has been at this time of year. Consequently, I'm doing my preparation now. So what does that entail? Well, number one, you have to start somewhere, and obviously you're going to start with a picnic basket. By the way, as we talk about these different things related to what I want to have assembled for a picnic on the spot, on the go, I would recommend that you look at your local thrift stores, because I have been to thrift stores and I have seen picnic baskets just like this one. And it doesn't even have to be this kind of iconic shape. It can be any kind of basket that will serve as a picnic basket. This one belonged to my second mom. It was in the basement for years. I really don't have any recollection of using it. So it makes me happy that I found it, relocated it in the it was in my entertainment closet, and I thought, okay, I'm really going to press it into service. So number one, I have the picnic basket. The other things that I want to make sure that I have on hand are everything it takes, unsurprisingly, to have a picnic. And when we come back, we're going to run through those things. Okay, so we probably should put together a checklist here that everyone can use, including moi, to make sure they have these things before they go picnicking. And some of these also obviously apply to camping. So number one, years ago, I found this. I love splatterware, and I found this splatterware at a thrift store. And I've got 2, 4, 6, 7. I probably someplace else have an 8th plate. So I like the size of this. I like the fact that they're metal. And more importantly for me, a priority, I don't want things to be disposable when it comes to the things that I use on a picnic. I don't want my plates to be disposable. I do not like, here's my first question of the day. I have a thing about plastic cutlery. I really don't like to use it. So consequently, when I was cleaning out things, I went through my flatware drawer and I had double and triple of practically everything I needed. So I just pulled some of that out, and I will keep it inside my picnic basket, ready to go. Likewise, I have some wine glasses. I have a million wine glasses, and I am going to relegate some of them to my picnicking equipment. What else do I have? Practical things. Matches, because to me, a really beautiful picnic, it's just not very satisfying if it doesn't have candlelight in the evening. So I've got candles. I've got these lanterns that I'm going to pack and keep ready to go. And the other thing that I think is kind of indispensable, I like to have fresh flowers on my table, or in this case, everywhere I do. And in this case, dried flowers. Not so much because it's fussy, but because it gives me so much joy creating whatever the bouquet is that I am foraging from the site where I am located. Consequently, I have a just what are these kind of, a ball glass jar filled with water that then fresh cuts can go into. And I also have some scissors over there, scissors / pruners that I can keep packed. So I and young picnickers, whomever, we can create some beautiful bouquets. Now, I remember doing this in Tennessee. I remember doing it at family reunions, and I remember doing it when I was a little kid. So that is just a flashback to the enjoyment I had, and a flashback in general to my childhood in Tennessee. So when we come back, let's talk about some other things. Well, I've mentioned it before and I will mention it again. I love City Beauty. You know that a company and products are really great for you if you use them back when you were in your 20s and 30s and you continue to use them when you're my age. Beauty products that enhance our natural beauty without us looking fake. They just make us look better, more natural, and I think just healthier. I also love it because it's paraben-free. It's cruelty-free. It's scientifically based with really good quality ingredients. I love the fact that it focuses on things that I am concerned about, especially now that I'm in my 60s. I love the fact that their lip plumping lip gloss can really plump up my lips without any kind of, I just don't particularly want to have Botox lips or like I've got a bunch of filler. I also love their line therapy, which is a lotion that you can use around your lines for those nasty little thin, fine lines we get around our pucker. And also their lid lifting treatment, smooth and tight. It just ever so gently, ever so subtly raises our eyelids so they don't droop quite so much. So if you want to check out these products that again I have used since I was just a young thing, then try City Beauty for yourself. Use the code LindaVater for 20% off your purchase. So as I said, if you're going to have candles, obviously you need some matches. You'll also need matches if you need to start a little bonfire or if you're cooking over a fire, cooking your weenies over a fire. So some of those fire starters also help. And then when I was going through my entertainment closet, I came upon all sorts of tablecloths and things that I really haven't used much that are perfect for picnicking. And if red and white plaid doesn't scream picnicking, I don't know what does. So I pulled out everything I have, including even, look at this, Stuart, including even these cocktail napkins. Aren't those fun? That are in this kind of picnic vernacular, and I'll pull them out of my entertainment closet. I don't have to do it at the last minute, because they'll already be in my picnic basket. Because the other thing that I don't like is, when you go to a state park or something, and a lot of times we go to lodges and then there'll be picnic tables nearby, and that's where we eat outside. I don't like the regular concrete table that has kind of muck all over it. So I do like to use a tablecloth. The other thing I've discovered that is often a problem in Oklahoma is that pesky wind, especially if you're using a fabric cloth. So I have these that secure the tablecloth to the table so that the ends don't keep blowing up and in your face. So there you go. This is another thing. And I'll put links to these. This, by the way, these belong to my second mom, but this is a very fun thing to look for when you go thrifting. These are just fun square cocktail napkins. I think they're adorable. And they make having a glass of wine, or sometimes when we picnic with friends, we like to have a signature cocktail. So it's fun to have some cloth cocktail napkins. Then you just throw them back in the picnic basket, wash them, and then back they go into that basket. So you'll be ready to go for your next outing. The other thing that makes it easier for me, I think, to be spontaneous about having a picnic, is if I have kind of a formula in my head about what things I like to eat on a picnic. And so my formula, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but these things help me. My formula is whatever the seasonal fresh fruit is. And right now, Hubs and I are crazy about pears. So if we go picnicking this month, probably our seasonal fruit of choice will be pears. And if I'm going to have pears, I love pears with blue cheese or gorgonzola cheese. I like it even better when I have some crackers and I can dip some warmed honey, Manicora honey. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but honey. And then I also like to have some kind of just nuts or some kind of trail mix. And this is a specific blend that we'll share the recipe with shortly. But I like to have those on the ready. So I know that at a minimum, if we're going, say, just to watch the sunset someplace or whatever, these are things I can easily assemble either from the contents of my kitchen or a quick trip to the grocery store. They'll be satisfying with a bottle of wine and we'll call it good. If I want to have other things, then that's where I will consult different books on picnicking for different recipes and things like that. When we come back, I want to share with you one of the funnest picnics I ever had. Okay, but if you're going to have cheese and crackers and some kind of fruit that you might want to slice, then another thing to look for when you go thrifting is just a cutting board, a small cutting board and a sharp knife, preferably with some kind of sleeve that you can keep in your picnic basket. It will be there at all times. So the funnest picnic I think I ever really created or put together was when my kids were on the cross-country team in high school. And there was one in particular that was a huge fete. I mean, there were lots of teams that came from all over the state. It was wonderful. The weather was wonderful. It was in the fall, and it was just spectacular. And I just decided to kind of put on the dog for it. I don't know why. But I cooked a pork tenderloin, and I brought some horseradish, and I brought a pasta salad, and we had, I think I may even have brought some wine for just the parents. I had some nuts, and then I had some kind of baked good, I can't remember. But it was so fun because lots of people will bring little goodies, but not frequently would there be a big spread like that. And since this was a very, very special meat, I thought it would be fun to have a special picnic spread. And I brought a picnic blanket, the whole thing. It was so fun. And so it's those kinds of fun experiences in the past that I want to channel and kind of recreate in 2026. Let's see, what else? I think for me, it's kind of easier to have two different types of picnicking things, if that makes sense. Picnicking containment vehicles. So number one, I have this picnic basket. But then, and I just unearthed this when I was cleaning out the closet. I forgot I even had it.
Oh, I remember this.
Do you remember this,
Yeah.
Stuart? I forgot I even had it. This was from a sponsor that makes hand tools. It's beautiful, and I've never really used it. And then when I was looking, because I wanted to come up with some recommendations for you for really great picnic baskets. And by the way, these picnic baskets that you can get already composed make great wedding gifts. But they're also a really fun project to do when you go thrifting is to compose one yourself. So at any rate, there is one that I saw online that looked like this. It was very high end. And in it, it just had things like napkins, wine glasses, a place where your bottle of wine went. It made sure to have down there, I've got one out so I won't forget, Stuart, is a bottle opener, maybe a can opener, and then a place where you would have other things like a small picnic blanket and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have two different totes that I have with picnic items in it. This will be my on-the-go quick, we just want to go watch a sunset up at the lake with wine and cheese and crackers and things like that. And then the other picnic basket will be if we do a big spread with friends, if we go and want to spend an afternoon sitting by a river somewhere, reading, enjoying the out of doors. Stuart was just saying that we have seen some really cool picnic baskets when we've been thrifting, and there's a bunch of them. What a great inexpensive gift to give someone. I think it's just so fun. So you may be thinking, okay, you're missing something, Linda, and the thing you're missing is coffee cups, because Hubs and I have a real thing. We don't like to drink out of, well, I don't even really like to drink out of the paper cups that you get when you get coffee to go. And I really don't like to drink out of styrofoam. That bugs me. So whenever we go someplace, sometimes even when we're going to go stay in a hotel, we will bring our own coffee mugs. So I only have a set of, and you know, we all have extra coffee mugs lying around, so I could pack those, but I really want some that match. I want some that coordinate, and those are so cheap at thrift stores. So that's one thing I'm going to be looking for, is a set of 4 to 6 coffee cups that I can then incorporate into my whole retinue of picnic things. I think it will be kind of it'll be a fun thing to shop for. The other thing is, I will keep a box of votives in my picnic basket, because hopefully they won't melt, but I also really like at night to have all of them illuminated. I think it's really fun. One year I even had carved a pumpkin, and we had a carved pumpkin on our picnic table with a votive light inside of it, and that was kind of fun. Hubs, he likes to buy battery operated little string lights, you know, that you put different places. And as a surprise, when over the holidays, he bought some of those. So when we were in Santa Fe over Christmas, he brought out his battery operated string lights, and we put them up in the room. So that's another thing that I think is kind of fun. Please tell me, what am I missing? What would you put on this list? And I've got, by the way, inside, in fact, let's look, Stuart. Inside my picnic basket, I have the things that maybe aren't so fun. Oh, another thing I think is indispensable is to have really good music. So I got for myself, for my birthday, I got one of these to-go speakers that you can charge, and then you've got really good speaker quality sound while you're picnicking. And then you have all of the other kind of ugly things that you need. I always pack some garden gloves, because if I'm collecting firewood or anything like that, I don't want my hands to be damaged. And then mosquito and tick repellent. I always have sunscreen in my bag. And then I kept one of these just mesh bags to put my cutlery in. So it'll be ready to go. Some of the other things, you know, a roll of paper towels, maybe some wipes that you want to have in your picnic basket. But by all means, please share with me things that you like to bring when you go picnicking. And lastly, this is a get to know yourself better. For some reason, I don't know why, whenever I go hiking in the fall or in this kind of weather in the winter, I crave hot tea and shortbread. So I will always try to have shortbread on hand, and maybe a way that I can have some hot tea when I get back from my hike. Just a little treat for getting some exercise. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a very fun project for me to put together for you. It will be an even more fun project for you to put together for yourself, because it's budget friendly. None of this stuff really cost much, because I just excavated it from the different places in my home where I was organizing. And as I was coming across them, as I was organizing them, I would look through the lens of what will be good for picnicking in 2026. So it's really fun to put together. It's a fun gift. So anyhow, I hope you do it yourself, a fun project for when it's cold and dreary in January. If you like this kind of content, then please give us a thumbs up. Make sure to hit the like button, make sure to hit the hype button, and most importantly, make sure to share with others who might like this kind of content. So I will see you on Sunday.